everybody, welcome back to my channel where stories and other random things take center stage, imagination is prized above all. Happy Saturday, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. We'll continue to have a wonderful rest of your day. So if I sound kind of dead a little bit, I am getting sick, I think, and it happened last weekend and it's happening again, so I don't know. I might be getting sick. So this is how I will probably be sounding for this video and the next one. And the one in March, because a bunch of my other videos were pre-filmed. So I sometimes film these in separate times. So yeah, anyway, this is part one, specifically the reading list of recommendations for after Yuri on Ice. I have 19 of them. So but I have decided that for recommendations, what I'm going to do now is that if I have talked about a specific book or series or whatever, I am not going to fully explain the plots. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link the reviews below so you guys can watch them if you don't know what it is about. So also, I think this will be the last recommendations. These two videos will be the last recommendations that I will do directly after a series. So what I'm trying to say is, for example, if I review a series, I may not give recommendations right away. It may be 2 weeks or so till I give recommendations. I think this will be the last way I'm gonna do it, like right after. So I thought I would let you guys know that before anything comes out. So okay. Anyway, let's begin with my 19. Oh, stop! Sorry guys. A hazard of having an echo. Anyway. Let's start with the 19 recommendations. So the first two are Red, White, and Royal Blue and One Last Stop by McQuiston. I have talked about Red, White, and Royal Blue a lot, but I haven't reviewed it. I did, however, review One Last Stop, and Red, White, and Royal Blue shows up as a recommendation. So I will be linking my McQuiston playlist below. The next two are Again But Better and Better Together by Riccio. Again, books I've talked about a lot on this channel as well. And we'll be linking in the description a playlist of Christine Riccio's, the videos I've made regarding Christine. The next two, I Wish You All the Best by Maas and Deaver. I have recommended it when I've reviewed Maas and Deaver books, and I've talked about it there. Again, I will be linking that below as well. And as well as Camp by Rosen, I will be linking that. Once Upon a Con by Ashley Poston, we'll be linking the playlist, as well as for Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. Now, Heart of Iron I have not talked about, and I do not believe I believe I did recommend it though for things to read after Ashley Poston, so I will link that playlist. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I have talked about this a lot as well, and I've recommended it in the Once Upon a Con thing. I believe I recommended it, but just in case, I will talk about this one and the next one. So Fangirl follows these two, our main character, whose name I can't honestly remember, but I read it a couple years ago, and basically this girl and her sister go to college, and they our main character is writing fan fiction on literally her favorite series, which I thought was really interesting, and we kind of follow their lives and handle like family issues, romance, and so on. Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia follows Eliza, who's the author of a very famous webcomic called Monstrous Sea, and she is also not a very social person in person. She has like friends online and everything. So she at some point there is this kid that arrives in her school. I believe his name is Wallace, and they start becoming friends and a little bit more. But however, things kind of change when her identity as the author of Monstrous Sea is revealed. The next thing I want to recommend is Constellation by Claudia Gray. This is a series following Noemi and Abel. Noemi is a soldier in a rebellion for her planet Genesis, because Earth has colonized a bunch of planets, but Genesis is in rebellion. I think a couple of other planets might be too. And they end up, she ends up finding him, and Abel is a robot who is learning human emotions. And they, while she's trying to figure out a way to stop the war, they become friends and later fall in love. It's so adorable. And continuing on the artificial intelligence romance, number 12 is The AI Who Loved Me by Alyssa Cole, which follows a woman who had like an accident and she doesn't quite remember much of what happened, but she ends up getting feelings for her neighbor's nephew that currently moves in. The next two books are Divergent and Carve the Mark. I've talked about these a lot, but here we go. We're just going to talk about this. Anyway, Divergent follows Tris Pryor as she's going to take an aptitude test to determine what faction she belongs in. And you find out that she doesn't belong in a specific faction. She belongs in a bunch of different ones. So she's now she's a Divergent and must keep it a secret. I didn't quite explain this again, but basically Divergent takes place in the city of Chicago that is divided into 5 factions that each have a specific character trait. So it is Amity, Abnegation, Candor, Dauntless, and Erudite. And Tris decides to go to Dauntless, and they're like more risk takers and everything. It's very, very, very interesting. So she ends up making friends and eventually developing a love and developing feelings for her instructor. Carve the Mark follows Syra and Akos. Akos is taken from his home to serve the Novak family, and specifically to serve Syra, who has a gift that causes her a lot of pain, but she can also cause other people pain when she touches them. And I thought it was really interesting in that end, but also Akos has a gift specifically to stop her pain and stop other people's gifts when he touches them. So they become friends, and eventually there's a bit of a romance there as well, but there's a lot to that plot. I'm hoping to review my nostalgic, or talk about my nostalgic reads at some point, like Veronica Roth. The next 3 things I'm going to recommend are Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorns and Roses, and Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. I'm linking the Sarah J. Maas playlist below. By the time this comes out, all those books will be reviewed, so I'll link the playlist. And then the last 2 are Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout and Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So I'll be linking the Jennifer L. Armentrout playlist below for you guys. So those are all my recommendations. Do you have any others? Definitely let me know in the comment section. Oh, one more thing I'm mentioning. So you probably noticed I'm a little bit further from the camera. I decided to film it this way in order to be able to use my Bronote and be able to move without messing up the microphone, like making extra noises, so that you guys can like understand me and stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Again, this is now, but in the videos in March, because I recorded these in separate times. Anyway, I'll be back next week with my last recommendations for the watch list recommendation for after Yuri and Ice. I'll be back with that next week, Saturday. So I'll see you then. Subscribe if you're interested in my content. And until my next video, consume stories.